Hey guys, this is Todd Smith broadcasting from my apartment. And so this episode, I want to focus on all the fucking jackasses out there who decide to come up to me and try to bash what I like. I actually had this one dude come up to me at work and he's like, fucking saw your fucking thing on the weekend, watched one of your episodes, and I thought it fucking sucked, man. Like, lost footage films, those are fucking retarded, man. They're always, like, all fucking shaky, you can't see what's going on, and there's usually nothing that happens during the entire fucking thing. Maybe then, like, one thing or another. I didn't even get to see the chick's fucking tits, man. Not even worth seeing. And my response to you, asshole, is why I love lost found footage films, is because it actually feels like I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, when I watch these films, it's like, I don't know, it's like something that I would see in my own mind. So, like, when I put in this video, it's like watching someone else's home movies. It's like if you break into someone's house, or you go to your aunt's, your uncle's, your brother's, or your friend's place, and you see this little drawer full of like all their things, like Timmy's first birthday and all this kind of stuff. And there's actually a lot of films that actually splice in those kinds of things. And I just found that these lower, like they're supposed to be like low quality, low cost kind of like things, what makes it more like artistic and realistic kind of feel. Because these days, like, you look at them, like, you know, everything's about 1080p, high def, 3D, like crap and all that stuff. These films, like when you watch them, especially when you have like the HD TV and all that stuff, when you're watching it, you know, when you see it, like it's so clear and realistic, it actually looks crap. Like, films are not supposed to look like they're day-to-day real life. This is what sets storytelling from real life. And that's why I like because especially these days, everyone wants to make a film that's more realistic as possible. And lost found footage films are actually the closest things when it comes to actually being about lost footage. Is if someone just found this tape on the ground and is watching it. Like, one of them is like Chernobyl. That was like a recent one that came out back last year. And that was about a group of people that went to the town just outside Chernobyl, and if you're an idiot and you don't know what Chernobyl is, it's a nuclear power plant in the Ukraine. What basically exploded, and then they encased it in a big concrete freaking box, and then thinking that would be able to save the problem, and then later, lo and behold, 50 years later, it's decompressed. Like the box is basically disintegrating, and then these kids go there, and there's these creatures and blah blah blah. Anyways, lost found footage, like these films are basically, you can do anything that you want with these films, and the messier they are, the better. You just got to make sure that you don't make the camera like shaky all the time, because then you're gonna just annoy people all the time. But most of the time, these films they're very brilliant because they keep your eye wandering a lot, because you're always paying attention all the time, because you're just waiting for that actual thing to happen. Because the one thing about these films is not really a lot happens, so it makes you actually want to try to pay attention, especially the Paranormal Activity franchise, because just little things happen. And when it's that night sequence, when they're sleeping at night and you just see the clock fast forward, and then all of a sudden it just starts going on real time, then you start pacing the room, you start looking around, like your eye like starts moving around, being like, okay, what's going to happen, where's it going to happen, and then all of a sudden something happens. So it actually trains you to actually, in your brain, to want to actually be more engaged in the film, compared to, like, I don't know, some tearjerker freaking Dolly Parton meets Jennifer Aniston kind of like film, where it's got like all these celebrities with no story. And so it's just I find that it's a lot, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just love found footage and how it just makes it real, like feel like it's real and more realistic, instead of these things where, oh, you go to outer space and then we meet aliens, and then aliens try to blow up the earth, but then all of a sudden they become friends with us, and blah 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 blah. One thing though is, it is like lost found footage does seem like you are looking in on someone's life through a window. So it's just like watching like a normal film, but instead of it being just like a camera that stands still in one spot, it's like you're actually looking through someone's eyes and watching what's happening in front of them. Because, as you know, one of the most annoying things when it comes to these films is you always have a narrator, and that's usually the guy who's holding the camera or passing it off to the next person, and he's always being the annoying one. Like, if you ever watch South Park, there's actually an episode about that where these hamsters come and destroy the fucking world because these stupid pan flute players were all taken away by the government. But it makes you feel like you're actually like there watching it through someone's eyes, and also getting annoyed at the guy who keeps crying and being like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," screaming and shouting and like all that stuff, and then the camera breaks or it goes fuzzy. And then there's a point in the film where they're always like having a little narration of like, "Oh, if I make it through this, please, I'll be nice to my mom. Please, if I don't live, like I want to give everything to my mom and my family and my dog, and I want to make sure Sparky's able to have like dog food for the rest of his life, and blah 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 and blah blah blah." So it's just like all these annoying fucking things. So that's one thing that I really enjoy about Lost Found Footage. So. But yeah, next time we'll talk to you guys more about that. If you got any more things to talk about, just shoot me a message and we'll go from there. All right? Ciao.